I'm going to share it with you. And this is my theory. Sort of trying to help this gentleman out here that's struggling, like most of us. His meditation. See, when these young people are being detained, they spend a lot of time in solitary, in their little rooms. And that time spent in solitary is meditation time, time to just think, time, they're not being inundated with a lot of noise. They don't have the music playing. They don't have their friends they're talking to constantly, the television on, or always, occupied doing something. They're just sitting there. And what I'm sharing with you today is every human being has within them that fingerprint, that DNA, that spirit of the Creator dwelling within them. The problem is we don't hear that voice. The Bible talks about it, tells us that there is within us this spirit, that speaks in words that we cannot understand, okay? That sort of intercedes to the Creator for us on our behalf, right? And so we need to recognize then that this is that DNA, that fingerprint of the Creator that dwells within each of us, that is constantly yearning for that communion, to be reconnected to the Creator, even though consciously we're not even hearing it or thinking about it. Within us, even within you right now, if you're an atheist, or if you're just a believer but you just don't care, or you're just trying to stay away because you got yourself involved in other things, what I'm telling you, there is a spirit inside of you that's communicating, that's pleading with the Father to bring you back into relationship with the Father. You got this going on in you right now, whether you realize it or not. Making intercession for you in spite of yourself. And see what happens when these young people are locked up, when they're in that solitary, when they're not being inundated with all kinds of distractions and all kinds of noises. Their conscious ear begins to get in tune with that spiritual connection that they have with their Creator. That begins to reason with them and the reality of, this really isn't a place that I should be in. I'm making a mistake, and my friends are causing me to mess up, and I'm doing a lot of things that aren't right. You begin to see clearly because you don't have so many distractions, and your conscious mind begins to meld, begins to be more in tune with that spiritual consciousness that resides in your subconscious, okay? Simply that. And so by the time you walk out of juvenile detention, by the time you're released, you've got a clear head on your shoulders because you've been communing with the Spirit of God. You've been communing with that inner voice. And you want to do right. You are like one sort of with that inner voice. But then you get out and you're no longer in solitaire. You're no longer in places where you can be quiet and listen to that inner voice. Now your friends are there again. Now the music's on again. Now the TV's on again. Now you're inundated with all kinds of distractions, all kinds of things keeping your conscious attention focused on other things rather than that voice inside that your ear grew so in tune with while you were in solitary. And you begin making decisions based on your conscious thought and decisions outwardly rather than reflecting inwardly on that little voice that each of us have within us. So, it's my encouragement that you find times to get away. Get away. Every day, I'd say like 40 minutes, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night. Just meditate. Get up. You don't have to even pray necessarily. Just be quiet. Turn on some nice soft music. Or no music, and just chill in the quiet. 20 minutes or so in the morning, just when you get up. And 20 minutes or so at night, just before you go to bed. You'll clear your mind in the morning. You'll begin to think thoughts. You'll begin to even make plans for the day in the morning. And at night, it's almost like a system defrag, you do with your computer to sort of get things back and to get all the turmoil and all the confusion, back in the order that it should be in your mind. And it's sort of like a system defrag, get your mind together before you go to sleep. And I'm telling you, what you're really doing in meditation is just tuning your ear. Once again, you're beginning to be aware of that voice that resides within you, and you begin to commune with that voice, and ideas begin to pop in your head. I'm sure when David, prayed, God, what shall I do? He was in meditation. It says in other scriptures, as David is writing in the Psalms, that he meditates on the Lord day and night. Meditating. Quiet time. recognizing the Spirit of God resists within you, or the Spirit of God rests within you, and commune with that Spirit. You'll be amazed at the things that you'll hear. And things will begin to start changing. You'll be getting ideas. You'll be getting a clarity. And then you walk after those ideas and that clarity that you're now receiving in your meditation time, and things will begin to get better. So, we've taken up a lot of time here just to talk about a few things. A basic foundation is first thing, just that we have to begin to reevaluate our value system and our belief system, the things that we bought into. Recognizing the Creator. I think recognizing the Creator is a lot greater than that we've given the Creator credit for. Even when we look at our religions. And we have to recognize that the Creator was here before our religions, okay? Right? From the beginning of creation, if we believe the Creator is actually the Creator. And so when we find, say, Christianity, or say we find Judaism, or say we find Islam, these are religions, and I have to believe that the intention of the individual would determine whether or not, I'm sure, they were receiving or communing with the Creator at all. And so I believe probably in each of these religions we see a particular face, a particular attribute of the Creator. I think one of the biggest problems we have, with all of our religions and all of us swearing, that we know that we're correct, and we probably all are in a sense, in that what we've simply gotten in each of our religions is a glimpse, a piece, a fraction, a facet, a face of the Creator. And the problem is when we sort of believe or buy into that we have the totality of the Creator, and so no, He has revealed Himself totally in this religion and everything else is wrong. I think in all humility we have to recognize that the Creator was here long before any religions, okay? And then as we look back, very interesting, in a lot of civilizations, probably most civilizations, all through recorded history and beyond, if we could go there, that there were certain standards, there were certain values, like, don't kill, don't murder, don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie. Certain things that sort of transcend, to each civilization, certain basic truths. And I think what we've got here is, again, is that fingerprint, the DNA of the Creator residing in all creation. And so I believe God allowed Himself to be, I don't want to say allowed Himself to be seen or realized by creation, by His creation, but that's something that we are the creation, that we had no choice but to realize. I mean, if you have a conscience and you know right from wrong, and your idea, I mean, if you're not mentally, something wrong with you, but and you know right from wrong, and you look at societies and countries and that are totally different from each other, but there are certain foundational truths that seem to match. I mean, it would lead one to believe, at least it leads me to believe, that there is a Creator, overall Creator, and each of us having that we are made up of that substance of the Creator. There are similarities, in our consciences. Okay. I mean, that's the way I could accept that, But then that's sort of humbling to the religions that sort of have embraced what they believe is the totality of the Creator, and condemned everyone that doesn't believe exactly what they believe. There's a problem. But I think that in all honesty, it really doesn't matter what anybody else believes or what anybody thinks. What really matters is what you believe personally. Each of us as individuals, what we believe as individuals personally. Not as a particular point to argue, not as a particular point to prove or disprove, but what works for you. Because I'm telling you, having been a pastor in a local church for about 8 years or so, and an elder for years before that, praying for so many people that have embraced their particular religion and know that what they believe is gospel truth and fact, and to recognize the ills in the lives of so many people, the relational ills, the physical ills, the emotional ills, the the financial ills on every spectrum of life.